Hi, here we are again, back again, and it is my pleasure to introduce 6 just absolutely great young people, because you're young, younger than me anyway, and they are involved in the circus. Now, you know, what kid hasn't said, I'm going to run away and join the circus?
Exactly, yeah.
And Aaron's from Schenectady, was born in Schenectady.
I was born in Schenectady. I grew up in Round Lake, went to school in Clifton Park. I've performed in Troy. I've been all over the capital region.
And you are a clown?
I am the clown of the group, so I'm the only clown, which is great. And it's funny because they kind of let me do my thing and they just shake their head at me. And
now I understand every clown has a name and
sometimes, yes.
And a facial.
Right, there's a certain makeup that you might bring. I don't wear a lot of makeup right now. I do wear the red nose, which I enjoy wearing, but I don't even have a name. Sometimes I go by the name of Junior, but that's when I'm working with my friend Sean Fagan, who I
know Sean.
Yeah, Sean and
I
work
love
together
Sean
all the time. Sean and
yeah,
Eric.
Sean is so great.
They call me Junior, but I don't tend to use that when I'm performing clown. But yeah, I don't have a name yet. I don't know if I.
Well,
I use Aaron.
You're pretty young. You can.
Yeah, I've got time. I hope.
Why don't you introduce everybody in the group
perfect.
here, so that way we'll get all the names pronounced right and everything.
This is Kia, right next to me, and then next to Kia we have Kertu,
Hi.
Eric, Lindsay, and Sydney.
Okay.
So we are 6 members of FAQ. There are 9 of us altogether, 6 of us who will be performing at the Shack Theater, right at the Theater Institute at Sage in Troy, July 12th and 13th. And then also another thing that we've just begun announcing is July 11th, Sydney behind here.
Hi, Sydney. Sydney Bateman.
Sydney Bateman, correct? Yeah. He will be attempting to break the Guinness World Record for most consecutive back handsprings. So he will be doing that on July 11th.
Out. What is the record?
I believe for female, the record is 49, and for male, the record is 39. And I was trying to break both, so I have the record overall.
To be the king of the records. So July 11th.
But why would a woman have more backflips than a man? Seems to me males, I shouldn't say this. Seems to me males would be stronger. They might be able to have stronger arms. I don't know.
Really, I'm not sure.
Okay, well that answers it.
I'm not sure.
You're honest, Sydney. Okay, good, great. And we have, tell us, like these lovely women here, we find out that they're you do the ropes and things.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
You guys can speak about the aerials you do.
Yeah, I do duo trapeze with Lindsay back here. We've been working together for 7 years now. And I also do rope, aerial rope, and you kind of like tie yourself up and then drop, things like that. It's really fun.
That's so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
And
I do something very similar to what Kia does on rope, but on aerial straps, which are kind of like loops that hang from the ceiling that sometimes resemble...
The rings, they call them rings sometimes.
Yeah, it resembles gymnastic rings a lot, but it's only ropes, and it's traditionally, in traditional circus, a very masculine discipline that I've kind of took as my own and made my own more feminine, more contemporary version of it.
Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit.
All right.
What, you got started how?
I actually, I've always been doing theater, musical theater, my entire life. I was at school in New York City at a college studying musical theater, and I had found a new passion for the circus, and I actually found out about the school that we all go to online and decided to just leave school and go audition for the circus and literally run away with the circus, and that's what I did.
And how did you start? I mean, were you always training for the Olympics? Or I mean, how does that work?
I guess my dream when I was really little was the Olympics, but that faded really quickly. I started gymnastics when I was 3, and dance was really early on as well. I was around like 7 or 8. No, probably 9. And circus actually started when I was 7. I started with flying trapeze, and I kind of segued into lots of different disciplines. And I was touring with the youth circus when I was 12, and kind of all just came from there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How about you?
I was a very hyperactive child, and I started circus when
release!
I started when I was 6 years old, I think. And I did a lot of theater and a bunch of arts and dance, and at that point circus just felt like a really natural choice because I could combine all the things that I was interested in.
Wow. Now let's go to the back row here, Eric. How about you? Tell us about how you got started and what do you do in the circus?
I do.
Are you a weightlifter or what do you do? I don't know.
Actually,
you're the guy in the bottom with 42 people standing on you.
That's pretty accurate, actually. I pick pretty much the whole cast up throughout the show. I started in the same youth circus as these two, actually. We've been knowing each other for 10, 12 years now, so we're old friends.
Oh, wow.
After a bit of youth circus, I went over to Europe, and I studied in London and Paris before coming back and meeting all these guys again in Montreal together. So it's been a long journey, but pretty happy we're here.
So what do? You didn't say,
Oh,
other than
I,
lifting the entire cast, and I hardly believe that.
I lift, oh, don't worry. I lift the cast, but I also do something called Roussir, which is a big metal wheel that I reach up and I do flips and turns with it. But because the wheel is only about an inch thick, that when I go on my hands, I have to open my hands so I don't crush my fingers.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I go upside down, I have to make sure I don't break my fingers.
Well, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, be a bummer.
Great. Is that kind of a unique act, or is that something we'd see in most circuses?
It's a new discipline that's been popularized over the last 10 years or so.
Okay.
The school we go up to in Montreal is like one of the major hubs for it. We have great teachers. So every year we're putting out 1 or 2 new specialists in this particular discipline.
Okay, very good. And I'm not forgetting you, my dear. Tell
No
me
worries.
about what you're doing.
My name's Lindsay, and I'm her duo trap flyer, so she throws me around, and then I get thrown around by other people as well throughout the show. And I do some other aerials, but it's not in the show right now.
Now, you say you get thrown around. I'm not so sure that you aren't in control, though, aren't you?
Oh, always in control, yeah. That's what I love. Our duo trap act, since we're more on the similar sides, you see sometimes there's a big guy and a small little girl flying around, but we have to work together more. And so it's much more of kind of a equals duo trapeze act in a lot of ways.
Now,
That's what makes us unique.
When did you start doing
Oh,
this?
I started gymnastics like Kia did, and then it kind of just evolved into circus. I went to Circus Mircus camp. The youth circus was Circus Mircus we all did, and I went to the camp and then did the tour with everybody, and it just grew from there.
Wow, and you have to have a lot of trust, it would seem to be. Trust has to be paramount.
Definitely.
With this. Yeah.
I feel lucky that we've been together for so long, so we really have that trust, and it's been 7 years, and it's just going to keep going, and I can't imagine switching partners. It's just, that's who we are, and we're part of our careers together.
Now, this is kind of like off topic in a way, but I see you guys working so hard out there. What kind of nutrition do you got? I know this is weird, but I mean, really,
That's a good question.
do you eat everything that's on the table, or are you like,
Sometimes
I only
yes.
eat yogurt and raw meat?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the most important thing is not, for me personally, not necessarily what you eat, but when you eat. Because when we train, we can't eat a lot right before, because
Right.
when you get thrown around, you go upside down. Exactly. So I think as an acrobat, what is most important is that you rhythm your eating really well, so it doesn't intervene with your training.
Okay.
But still keep enough so your muscles can grow.
Because you're all really fit, and you've got to get nutrition in you, and and stay thin. And I'm saying, no, they're burning probably 3,000-4,000 calories in one show, maybe.
Even during rehearsals right now. Over at the Shack Theater,
Okay.
it's really warm in the theater lately.
Send them
and
cookies.
Please, some cookies, anything you want. Sodas would be great.
Now,
I prefer pizzas.
Sydney, when you're not doing backflips, what do you do pretty much?
Backflips. I am the acrobat of the troupe. I'm the acrobat of the troupe.
Okay.
I've been doing acrobatics since I was 3 years old.
Okay.
I started throwing myself off the bed, onto the grass.
Your mother must have just been really excited
She
to
was
have
super-
you as a kid.
I was all over the walls, and I joined circus when I was 11 years old.
She probably would have wanted to send you at 5, right?
Get them out of here.
Yes, for sure.
So you see a future in doing backflips.
Yes, I actually do a discipline called Chinese hoop diving. So it's
Okay.
like these hula hoops, like stacked higher and higher, and I just do different type of tricks through the hula hoops.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, this is really great. And you started as a kid, so that's great.
It's pretty cool.
So they can see the show when?
The show is July 12th and 13th at the Shack Theater at the Theater Institute at Sage in Troy, New York. We have 2 shows on the 12th and 2 shows on the 13th. But if you want to see Sydney break the Guinness World Record, that's July 11th at 2 o'clock, and that's free to the public to come.
And
free
that's
and
where?
open.
That's in the same place?
Same
Back
place. We'll be right out there in the courtyard, right
there? On
outside.
the courtyard, outside. Okay,
And
good.
we've invited the Troy Boys and Girls Club to come down and watch, and
Okay.
it's going to be a huge event. So come down and see that for free, and then come see our show. You can check us out online, FAQCircus.com, and
Right. You'll
gonna be a
learn
great
out
show.
more than you can even expect by checking that out. And listen, if your kids want to run away and join the circus, maybe this is the group. Who knows?
Maybe. If you have insurance, why not?
They're not making any claims other than that. I want to thank you all for being here. And normally you say break a leg, but I certainly wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, not a
prefer
good
not
one.
to.
Not a good one. And we did show a couple of photos there while we were chatting there.